fellas, my hot dog ran away.
Never mind that. I got a great idea. Listen, if we can save ourselves a fortune on our own taxes, why can't we do it for other people and make ourselves a pile of money?
Certainly, we're natural-born tax experts.
Yeah, half of what we save our clients by gypping the tax collectors, we can keep.
Yeah, here's a toast to the new firm of Moe, Larry, and Shemp, tax experts.
Yeah.
I love how these guys are talking about me and my strategies. And they are 100% right. We're going to be doing strategies that are going to save you so much money, you're not going to know what to do with it. What are those kind of strategies that I like to talk about? Got a call yesterday from a guy who's making millions of dollars, has an S corporation, he pays himself a salary, he has his wife on the salary, defined benefit plans, they're contributing all that money to the plan. It's like you never seen so much money going into retirement. So they are taking every single deduction possible in the most plain sense, and that's great. The guy still had to pay $400,000 in taxes, and he wants to know, okay, is there anything that we can do to save more on taxes? So I go through the little cute things that a lot of people do. It's not going to save you a ton of taxes. You can't overdo it. Things are like, got kids? Oh, you got a kid? 8-year-old kid? Have them do a little bit of work in your business. Do a little bit of shifting income to them and saving some taxes at the high rate that you have. The kid doesn't have to pay any taxes if you pay them under the $15,000 because there's a standard deduction. Make sure the kid is actually doing work for you. Send them a W-2 at the end of the year. And if you want to do a little thing for your kid anyway to help them with their retirement or their, wealth, put like $7,000 into a Roth IRA. Everyone knows that little trick. Cute. It's not going to save you millions of dollars. It'll just make you feel like you did something versus just sitting around. Then you got like questions. Did you reimburse yourself from the business for things that you paid personally, like your home office? Maybe you didn't take enough of that. So those are little things that every CPA should be looking at to make sure that you got all the deductions that you are allowable by law. So your car reimbursements, your home office reimbursements, your cell phone, your internet, things that you really aren't paying through the business, but you have them personally, so you reimburse yourself. It's called an accountable plan. That's great. If you do it right, it could save you a few $1,000s. Nothing really that earth-shattering. You still had a $400,000 tax. Then you get into little things like, what about Augusta Rule? Augusta Rule, everyone knows. If you are a TikTok watcher, YouTube watcher, you can rent out your house for events, for networking events, for board meetings, for other things that are not you working daily. So go ahead and think about Augusta Rule. Go and get the cost it would be for the local Sheraton suites to get the conference room, $500 a night, probably good, maybe $1,000, maybe $2,000. Go ahead, you can do that 14 times in the year, or less, of course, and get a couple $1,000s as a deduction, and at that 37% rate, it's pretty good. It's tax-free if you follow the rules. Of course, document. Get the document in your folder to prove how much and why and what the meeting was all about. You can't just make up meetings. You got to have real meetings as if you were to rent a space in the community or whatever. That's fine. So now we just went through all the little things. Now, one of the big things you're going to hear on the internet or from your CPA is there's only one or two other little things you can do, but it requires you to spend some money and invest in something. One of those things is the real estate, right? You can get a short-term rental. If you put enough time into that, you can become active, and it's pretty easy. Now, short-term rentals are not necessarily the best investment. So all these things that you invest in to save on money, on taxes, are great if you also did a good job investing. If you overpaid for the property, or if you buy a property that is beautiful, but no one wants to rent it because for whatever reason it's too high, it's not in a good location. You just spent a lot of money on something that saved you some taxes, but now you have this really bad performing asset. So be careful with buying assets. A lot of people love to make the wife the real estate professional, and then you have a long-term rental. It's the same idea. Why why does a property save you a lot of money on taxes? So there's a lot of depreciation you can get. You can do this thing called a cost segregation study on the property. Everyone knows that you carve up the property, and instead of it being 27 and a half years, it could be 70% will be 27 and a half years, and the 30% will be 15 years, 5 years, 7 years, furniture, equipment, land improvements. And then you take something called bonus depreciation, and now it's 100% bonus depreciation if you bought it after January 19 of 2025. Okay? If you already have this property and you bought it in 2024 or 2023, you can still take bonus, but you can't take 100% bonus. It's 80%, 60%, 40%. But now in 2025, if you buy a property, you can do bonus depreciation 100%. It's permanent in the new OBBB rules. So that is great. Real estate has become better to invest. I don't know if the market is going to be coming lower or higher because of this. Real estate is very high right now. So a lot of people, although you can save a lot of money on taxes by having a good rental property and making it and working on it in a way where you can actively reduce your active income because you're active in the real estate. That's a whole thing to be careful on. IRS audits this stuff because people make up stuff. You got to have 750 hours. You got to have 100 hours, 500 hours. There's different things that you need to qualify to be able to take this active loss from the real estate versus your active business from your non-related S corporation income. So it's a little bit of a challenge to get that part to be 100% correct to be able to offset it. But if you did it and your wife is the professional and all she does all day is real estate, then it's much easier. And what else do we have? What can we offer you? Now, if you do a little research, you're going to start finding things like, oh, wait, they have these things called an oil and gas investment. And the way those things work is the IRS gives you like these huge amounts of write-offs, and you can take more write-offs than you put money into. And then it's like, if you do it right on the tax return, you can reduce your income. So you're going to invest in something. I don't know how good these investments are, but people are trying to push wealthy or people who have tax problems to buy these they call it other smart investments, diversified tax advantaged investments. In my opinion, it's probably not a good investment. It's probably better for the guy who sold it to you than for you who's buying it and trying to save on taxes. So to my opinion, in all these 17 years of me working on stuff, the only time we saw a guy come in with a K1 from one of these oil investments was the same day we told a guy, go take a hike. We are not taking a $300,000 loss to reduce your income. You only put in $50,000. It doesn't smell right. We didn't like it. We don't want to have to be fighting the IRS to get his audit to be clean. So we had people come in and we said, go to someone else, go to a shady CPA. We don't like what you invested in. We don't believe in it, and we're not comfortable doing it. So maybe you have to go to one of these big firms that are comfortable doing it, or it's a straight out scam. You got solar investments, you can buy tax credits, all these kind of crazy things. I think they're all semi scams. The only one benefiting is the guy who sold it. But what do I know? I don't try to do crazy weird stuff because at the end of the day, I don't really want to be dealing with crazy weird audits. Crazy clients complaining that they invested in this thing and then it all blew up. They bought some kind of scam to save on taxes. We like to work with taxpayers that just make money, go home, and enjoy their wealth. And it's okay to pay some taxes. It's okay. I don't really, the client or the prospect that wants to save a ton of taxes and do shady stuff, there's a ton of non-clients like that I'll just go and work on their tax return. I'll do the best I can, get them all the deductions that they're eligible for, give them some ideas like real estate and other valid investment ideas to save on taxes. I'm not going to try to sell them some kind of like tax advantage insurance policy where I'm making $200,000 on a commission. I have no interest in doing that. There's so many fish out there, and so many people just willing to just pay and be normal, in my sense, and just grow their business and make money. Like they just grow their business, they make money, they grow their business, make money, they take taxes, they pay taxes, they go to sleep at night. Some of them don't even care to do cost segregation studies. I have a lot of real estate investors. They don't really care to cost. They understand. Okay, so you pay more taxes now, but later you'll pay less taxes on the gain. If you do a cost segregation study, guess what? You're just accelerating your deductions. You're just going to pay more on the tax gain when you sell the thing. Okay, you can 1031 exchange all the time, and that's a thing what we tell our real estate clients, that you can just keep on rolling forward that gain, but at some point it's going to come back and say, hey, it's tax time. So it's just a timing thing. So then it's like, okay, how smart are you? Are you smart to have more money now and then put it into more investments and build your business? Okay, great. Then do a cost seg. Do the 1031 exchange. Okay, why am I so excited? Because sometimes I'm staring at the camera with the guy and doing the prospecting, and I'm like, the guy's like, come on, man, I got $1 million in taxes, I gotta get that wiped away. And I'm like just telling him all the boring things that we've been doing for 17 years, and he's just not hearing it. Okay, so go to the guy who's going to be able to sell you the oil and gas, the solar credits, all that great stuff that probably is going to make your assets and your wealth go down. But dude, you saved a lot of money in taxes. Congratulations. Okay, so then let another CPA work with those guys. I'm gonna work with just the normal people. You know, we got a business here, we got real estate here, we pay some taxes. Oh, we did some little maneuvering. We shifted for estate planning. Okay, I gifted some of the stocks to my kids, so now the business is gonna grow, but it's gonna be already like out of my taxable estate. That's what we do. We strategize, but also think what's going to be in 10 years, 20 years, 20 years from now. Where are we going to be? Those are the guys. The short term, I don't want to pay taxes today, and then they buy a G-Wagon and they buy these crazy cars, and it's like, dude, that's not even a business asset. Okay, so now you're driving a really cool car, you save a lot of taxes, and then now you're an influencer on TikTok saying how much money you pay in taxes. Okay, whatever. Have a great day, and just subscribe. We talk about this stuff all the time. Any new kind of things we talk about, you're gonna hear it here. Have a great day.